Imagine an AI that learns like you, but a million times faster.
Ew.
We're going to explore that mind-blowing concept a bit later in this deep dive. But first, let's talk about how AI is already changing the game in the job market, like right now.
Yeah. You know what's fascinating? It's not just about replacing jobs with automation anymore. It's about this new breed of jobs.
Okay.
These hybrid jobs that require a unique blend of tech skills and business smarts.
Okay, so it's not enough to be a coding whiz anymore. You need to bring more to the table. Tell me more about these hybrid jobs.
Exactly. Think of it like this. Companies like PwC, they're on a hiring spree, scooping up thousands with AI expertise. But they're not just looking for someone who can, code an algorithm in their sleep.
Right.
They're after people who can bridge the gap between complex tech speak and real-world application. They need people who can explain those AI concepts clearly to, the non-techies, grasp the ethical implications, and most importantly, figure out how to use all this tech to solve actual business problems.
It's like being fluent in two languages,
Yeah.
tech and business. You need that translator, that bridge builder. Makes perfect sense.
Precisely. And here's the kicker. This isn't just happening in Silicon Valley. This is impacting every single industry out there.
Wow.
Think marketing, finance, healthcare. AI is weaving its way into everything, and they're all going to need those individuals who can connect the dots between data, algorithms, and ultimately business outcomes.
So what does this mean for someone listening right now? Even if they're not planning on pivoting to a career in AI development, how can they position themselves to thrive in this new landscape?
It all boils down to adaptability, curiosity, and a commitment to continuous learning. Think about how AI can bring value to what you're already doing. Maybe it's automating a repetitive task, or perhaps it's analyzing data to gain a competitive edge.
Right.
Even a basic understanding of AI can unlock new opportunities.
This is where it gets really interesting. One of the sources mentioned that having AI expertise on your resume could result in a significant salary boost, like 25% higher.
Oh, wow.
That's a compelling reason to upskill if I've ever heard one.
Absolutely. It's not just about building the AI. It's about understanding its potential to transform your field. And that knowledge, that ability to leverage AI, that's what's going to make you invaluable.
It feels like every time I refresh my newsfeed, there's a new AI tool claiming to be the next big thing. So let's dive into some specifics from our sources. What are some of the tools that really stood out to you?
Well, it's impossible to ignore the dominance of ChatGPT.
Right.
It's still leading the pack in terms of sheer usage, and for good reason. But here's where things get interesting. Claude is emerging as a serious contender,
Okay.
especially with its recent Artifacts update.
Artifact. It sounds almost like an archaeological dig in the digital world.
Yeah.
Refresh my memory on what that feature actually does.
Yeah, it's a pretty apt comparison. Essentially, Artifacts allows Claude to analyze uploaded files directly. Think documents, PDFs, spreadsheets, the works. So instead of just asking it general questions, you can now have it summarize a lengthy report you've been meaning to read or extract key data points from a massive spreadsheet.
Wow, that's like having a superpowered research assistant at your fingertips. I
Yeah.
can see why that's gaining traction. But let's talk about some of the other players in the AI game. What else is out there beyond these chatbots?
The possibilities are exploding right now.
Yeah.
One that caught my eye is synthesia.
Okay.
Imagine being able to create a whole video presentation complete with a virtual presenter, all from your own written script.
Okay, that sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. How does that even work?
It's surprisingly straightforward. You write your script as you normally would, choose a virtual avatar from Synthesia's library. They have a wide variety to choose from, and the AI does the rest. Handling everything from lip syncing to even adding in natural-looking gestures.
So no more camera shyness or expensive recording equipment for those of us who dread being on camera? That's a game changer.
Absolutely. It democratizes video creation in a way we've never seen before, making it accessible to anyone with a story to tell, and the applications are endless. Think marketing materials, training videos, educational content. The only limit is your imagination.
You mentioned earlier that these AI tools aren't just gimmicks. They represent a fundamental shift in how we approach work. What did you mean by that?
It's a profound change. We're moving beyond simple automation and into the realm of augmentation. These tools aren't here to replace us. They're here to amplify our abilities to help us be more creative, more efficient, and ultimately more productive.
It's like we're entering a new era of human potential, powered by AI. But while we're on the subject of pushing boundaries, our sources also hint at something called Strawberry, a project from OpenAI that sounds both fascinating and a little mysterious. What can you tell us about that?
Now, this is where things get really interesting. Strawberry is OpenAI's foray into pushing the boundaries of AI learning.
Okay.
It delves into the complex world of self-learning algorithms, and while it might sound like magic, there's some serious computer science behind it.
Okay, so less magic wand, more algorithms and processing power. I'm ready to dive in. Tell me more.
Okay, Strawberry, OpenAI's foray into self-learning AI. It sounds like something straight out of a science fiction novel, a bit like the AI is teaching itself to become super intelligent.
It does have that air of science fiction, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But at its core, it's about leveraging advanced algorithms to enable AI to learn in a more independent and sophisticated way.
We touched on Q-learning earlier in our discussion about AI skills. How does Strawberry connect to that?
You're on the right track. Imagine Q-learning, but on steroids. With Strawberry, instead of relying solely on human-fed data, the AI uses a technique called reinforcement learning, where it learns by experimenting and fine-tuning its strategies based on the outcomes of its actions.
So it's like it's running simulations, learning from its mistakes, and constantly getting smarter. Exactly. And to navigate those simulations effectively, it relies on another powerful tool, the A algorithm. Think of it like a GPS system, but for problem solving. It helps the AI explore different possibilities and efficiently chart a course towards its goals.
That's incredible. It sounds like this could lead to AI that can solve problems in ways we haven't even imagined. But I have to ask, what about the risks? I mean, we've all seen those sci-fi movies where AI becomes too smart for its own good.
It's a valid concern, and the sources do highlight some potential pitfalls. One is the issue of hallucinations, where the AI generates information that is not factually accurate or aligned with reality.
So even self-learning AI can have its oops
Yeah,
moments?
precisely. It's similar to how ChatGPT can sometimes provide confidently incorrect answers. Now imagine that magnified in a system that's learning autonomously and making more complex decisions. The potential consequences become much more significant.
That's a sobering thought. And I imagine all this processing power comes at a cost, right?
Absolutely. One of the biggest challenges with Strawberry and similar projects that require this level of computational heavy lifting is the sheer amount of energy and resources they consume. It's a significant financial and environmental consideration.
So it's not just a matter of flipping a switch and letting the AI learn its way to a brighter future. There are trade-offs and challenges to consider.
Exactly. It's about finding the right balance between pushing the boundaries of what's possible while being mindful of the ethical and practical implications.
And speaking of navigating those ethical waters, our sources also mention that Europe is taking a proactive approach to regulating AI with something called the IA Act. Can you tell us more about that?
The IA Act is a landmark piece of legislation aimed at ensuring the responsible development and deployment of AI. It sets clear guidelines and regulations for AI systems operating within the European Union.
What are some of the key aspects of this act, and how will it impact companies working with AI?
One of the most notable aspects is the outright ban on certain AI applications considered too high risk. This includes things like social scoring systems, which use personal data to rank or judge individuals.
That's definitely a step in the right direction. Social scoring always felt a little too big brother to me.
The IA Act also places a strong emphasis on transparency. Companies must be upfront about when and how they're using AI systems, ensuring that people are aware when they're interacting with an AI rather than a human.
So no more AI pretending to be your friendly customer service agent.
Not without you knowing it. It's all about empowering users and promoting responsible AI practices.
And while this is happening in Europe, do you think it could influence how AI is regulated globally?
Absolutely. The IA Act is a landmark piece of legislation, and it's setting a precedent for other countries grappling with the same questions surrounding AI ethics and governance. It's likely to influence global discussions and potentially inspire similar regulations in other parts of the world.
It's been a fascinating journey exploring the ever-evolving landscape of AI, from game-changing tools to self-learning algorithms and even regulations designed to keep things in check. It's clear that AI is not just a buzzword, but a force shaping our world. Any final thoughts for our listeners?
I think the most important takeaway is this. AI is not something to be feared or ignored. It's a powerful tool that has the potential to revolutionize countless aspects of our lives. By understanding its capabilities, embracing continuous learning, and engaging in thoughtful discussions about its ethical implications, we can all play a role in shaping a future where AI is a force for good.